All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome to our fifth installation of the Protein Crystallography Summer Collaboration. So today, we're going to learn a little bit about who's who among our new students, and also a couple of our teachers that are new to the collaboration as well. And then Ms. Maggie is going to explain a little bit about the PDB and send you on a little scavenger hunt that you could work on for the next couple of days. So before we go into our PDB scavenger hunt, we're going to meet a couple of our new teachers, and then we'll meet our new students. So Mrs. Lemire, go ahead and take it away.
Hi, good morning. For those of you who worked with Dr. Hemick, I have assumed her responsibilities, both for AP Chemistry and also for science research. I am a chemistry teacher. I have a chemistry background. I'm dual certified in physics, not biology. So I apologize for asking all the silly questions about biology because I'm not familiar with many of these procedures, but I'm very looking forward to learning. I took the Brookhaven training earlier this summer and got to experience working on some of the beamlines, looping proteins, and working through that. And it was really exciting. And I'm really excited about doing this. I have a few students who've already signed up. I think I have about 4 who've expressed interest, a couple who've been on the Google Meets. So I'm happy to do that. In my background, I went to MIT. That's where I got my chemistry degree. I got my master's at Berkeley in industrial engineering while I was in the Army. And I was in the Army for 30 years. So I'm what they call a career changer. I did 30 years in the Army before I became a teacher. I do still run a military discovery club. You'll see a couple of the slides when we go rappelling and such. And you'll also see there's a picture of me, a picture of my cat, Jane, who is the epitome of a red cat, a fat red cat, for those of you who remember from chemistry. And my hobbies include baking and cooking. I'm doing a lot of that this week. I also crochet and do crafts. I crocheted a periodic table for our cell phone holder for our classroom. I like hiking and camping, although I haven't done a lot of that lately. Mostly what I do in my spare time is that other picture. I'm a competitive ballroom dancer. And so I spend a lot of time dancing and going to competitions. And I'm really looking forward to working with everyone this year. Oh, and I'm at Longwood, which is also on the slide.
Wow, that's quite a pathway to get to science. That's really amazing. Wow.
Well, I started in science. I mean, my undergraduate degree is in fact chemistry. And when I was getting ready to retire, I wrote to New York State and I said, what do you need? I can teach math, I can teach social studies, I can teach chemistry. And they jumped and said, oh, we need chemistry teachers. And I said, well, that's my first love anyway. So
it's chemistry and physics are the most difficult positions to fill, no doubt. Yes. Yep. All right. Mrs. Durbin, are you able to share or? Yep, there you go. Go ahead.
Well, I didn't prepare a slide because I didn't know I was supposed to prepare a slide.
That's fine. You didn't have to.
That's homework.
Don't worry.
I'll just say my name is Mrs. Durbin. I teach at West Babylon High School, so we're new to this program. I've been teaching for 20 years at West Babylon. I did teach 1 year in Arizona, and I did teach K through 6 STEAM to a Native American school in Arizona. I was part of the New York State Master Teachers, where I know Mr. Bolin, and I know a few of the others. I recognize their faces. I was not a science major. I was a studio art major, and then life takes you in a different place. I drew for the Museum of Natural History. I did media for AOL and for Martha Stewart when she was in jail. She still made a lot of money. And then I ended up teaching science. So I teach AP Biology. I now teach AP Environmental Science. We do not have a research program, but we're starting one after school. And I have about 11 kids who are expressing, a lot of interest. I'm very persuasive. So hopefully they'll join in the fray. And as far as hobbies, I kayak. So I apologize. I wasn't here yesterday. I was kayaking. I also do karate. I do ninjutsu. I also I do archery. I love hiking, anything outdoors. But I live in the city, which sucks because you can't be outside. It's too hot. But that's me.
Well, there's a lot of art in protein crystallography. That's one of the things we talked about yesterday, is there's a tremendous art component to it when you start fitting the protein structure to the model, and rather to the map. And you're going to see that. So there's a lot that you really have to use your own eye and your own perspective on how things look to see how well the structure actually fits. The computer tells you a lot, but sometimes the eye of the scientist is even better. So welcome aboard. We're really excited to have you here too.
I'm actually really curious. How do you commute from the city to West Babylon?
I am in Staten Island right now. So yes,
You live in Staten
I live
Island?
in Staten. I live in one island and I commute to a different island.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry,
Yes.
Staten Island. No offense to Staten Island. That is like the
Well, you
worst
can offend
commute I've
Staten
ever
Island.
heard
I
of.
am not from here.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
I can literally, if I look out my window right now, I can see the Verrazano Bridge. Staten Island is much more hilly than I think anyone realizes. You
Yeah.
drive
Yeah.
through it, but you would never stop, and you shouldn't. Don't ever get off the expressway. It's not safe.
Highest peak on the eastern seaboard. I passed a sign once.
It's also the southernmost part of New York. I've been there. There's a little
Yeah.
pole there that tells you the southernmost part of New York. Yeah.
Crazy.
And actually, it is full of parks. We have wild turkeys that have that Staten
Right.
Island attitude.
So
They
I
will
was hoping you took mass transit, but if you live on Staten Island, you drive. You
There's
do
no
that
mass transit
drive.
here.
No,
There's a train. I don't know where it goes, but
just from the north to the south, I think, like
Yeah, it
along
just
the
goes in
outside,
circles.
along the eastern edge. I think that's
Yeah.
horrible.
yeah, and there's busing, but no, I drive. But if you drive really early in the morning, there's no one on the road. I have passed by horrific accidents and no one slows down. No one's got time for that at 5 a.m.
Yeah. Wow.
By the way, I did see a deer on Staten Island once, so I know they do exist.
Oh, there's a lot of deer. We have
I'm sure you
wild
probably
deer.
see them at 5 in the morning.
You know, I've stopped for deer, I've stopped for turkeys, and I've stopped for peacocks. We have a lot of wild. The animals here are so congested with the people. There, you will actually see a lot of wildlife here. Bald eagles just fly right overhead all the time.
Wow. Wow. I had a cousin that actually was living in Staten Island for a while too, right on the east side of the island, right along the water. Wow.
Cousins Italian.
Yes.
Yep, there you go.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep. I am too. The last name fools you, but yep. All right. Wow. That's a commute. Wow. All right. So we're going to move on to the students. And so I'm going to click through and let's see who the first student is. And we have one of mine, Brendan from Eastport South Manor, junior senior high school. So Brendan, go ahead, introduce yourself and say hello to everyone.
Hi, I'm Brendan. My interests in science are forensics and biology. My favorite subject is science, and I aspire to be a crime scene investigator. And some of my talents and hobbies are lacrosse, basketball, and fishing.
I like that big fish you got there. Was that this year you caught that?
No, that was last year.
Last year. Okay. Was that out on the Rosie or on a?
Fish on in Rich's Bay.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a nice sized doormat there. That's awesome. So
Yeah, we fried it up. It was good.
oh,
Is that a flounder or is that a?
It's a fluke.
that's a fluke.
Right, and it's what size the eyes are on, right?
Yeah. Left-handed versus
Yeah.
right-handed fish, right? Yep. Yeah. Wow. That's a great fish. And lots of lacrosse there. So we're glad you're on, Brendan, and I'll see you in a few weeks. So, all right, we'll move on to the next student, which is, let's see. I don't even know. Oh, another ESM student. Okay, Brooke, go ahead. Say good morning,
Hello.
everyone.
Yeah, I go to ESM. Some of my science interests are botany, astronomy, and ecology. I'm also very into music. I can play the bass guitar and the trumpet. In my free time, I like reading, playing D&D with my friends, eating, sleeping, top tier hobbies. I have 2 dogs, Mikey and Chloe. They're adorable. But yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
Nice. What breed are they? I'm trying to look at the picture.
Mikey's a Shih Tzu and Chloe's a Havanese.
Nice, nice. All right. Well, welcome aboard again. We're glad to have you with us. And the bass guitar too. That's sweet. That's awesome. My daughter just learned how to play electric guitar.
Oh,
You do a
cool.
lot. Yeah, yeah. All right. Let's see who's up next. We have Serenity. Okay. Hi, Serenity.
Hi, my name's Serenity. I go to ESM. Some of my interests are violin, basketball, field hockey, music, coding, reading. For science interests, I'm interested in environmental science and computer science, and I'd like to go to college for environmental engineering and computer science. And yeah, just some photos of like my family and my dogs and stuff.
Yeah, nice. Yep, got a lot of great photos there we see. And with the environmental science, there's also an opportunity. There's another part of our collaboration. I think I mentioned to you guys in class, the spectroscopy group. That's going to do a focus on a lot of environmental impact things. So that's something you can also check out as well. We'll talk about that more when school starts. Okay, so next up, let's see, we have, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce the name correct. So can you say it? This way I don't
Oh,
butcher it.
yeah. So my name is Shi, but people really just call me Quinn because no one can pronounce it.
Okay.
So I am a rising junior in Schreiber High School. I take research, so that's a pick of me with my sophomore research project. That didn't really work. My interests in science are chemistry, not really science, but I like math, and I really like ornithology and ecology. And so my favorite topics are actually bird IDs and seagull plumage. Hopefully I can get into the medical field when I grow up. Radiology sounds really fun right now. And outside of science, I like bird watching. And so up there, that's a picture of a belted kingfisher I took in Glen Cove, and 2 wood ducks I took in near Stony Brook. I also draw. That's a drawing of a great blue heron.
Oh,
And
wow.
I also play in a youth orchestra.
That's beautiful.
That is a beautiful picture. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. What was your experiment on that you were presenting there?
I basically made like a large constructed wetland. It's basically like a water filter.
And you said it didn't work?
No.
That's okay. You know what? 90% of science does not work the first time, and 90% of the time it doesn't work, or 90% of the time you just don't get the results you expected. So never give up. We actually experienced that here in this collaboration. We've had proteins that we thought looked great, and we put the crystals up on the beam and we shot them and we got nothing. So it was a struggle. And it actually set us back a little bit because we had to really go back to the drawing board and figure out what to do. And thankfully we actually had our scientist that works with us who suggested we go another route with working with the scientist in Kansas. And so that collaboration has actually allowed us to now hopefully have some more success, and we have some really great crystals. So the lesson I've always learned is you never give up. We always push through. We sometimes have to sit back and kind of gather ourselves a bit, but nothing is ever a complete failure. There's always something that we figure out from it. But we're glad to have you as part of this collaboration, and lots of great things are happening. Go ahead.
And as a matter of fact, so at the end of this year, we're all going to participate in the NSLS2 symposium. Dr. Pepinella mentioned how that's actually a competition. And this year, one of the crystallography groups took 3rd place with no data. We got no data, but the process they went through was so purely that scientific experience, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what the judges were looking for, but it's authentic science. Sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah. Sometimes what's more important is not so much your results, but the process that you go through. And that's something for all of us in this collaboration to really embrace, is that the process that we go through, the steps we go through, everything that we do in the scientific process is essential. And that's what they are really looking at. And that's what people want to see is, what did you do? How did you do it? And then if you didn't get the results you expected, that's okay. But why? And that often opens up more questions. So, but great stuff there. Thank you and welcome. Let's see, moving on. The next person is Liv from ESM. Go ahead. Morning, Liv.
Hi, I'm Liv. I'm interested in biology, neuroscience, forensics, and cognitive psychology, and I want to be a biomedical engineer. I like dancing, reading, shooting, teaching, math, true crime, and I play the flute. And my chocolate lab, Sadie, is my favorite thing ever.
And I see that's a chocolate lab with a brown nose.
Yeah.
When we get into, if you take AP biology, we talk about the genetics of dogs, and we talk about how you can actually determine what kind of genetics they have based on the color of the nose, as well as the color of the fur. There's a whole little process that's called epigenetics, but we'll get into that. But I see you're a football fan there. You were at the game, or is that just your?
That was Tom Brady's induction ceremony to the Patriots Hall of Fame.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Great stuff there. Well, welcome aboard. We're really glad to have you here. Let's see. Next up, we have Liv Marks. Go ahead. Good morning, Olivia.
Hi. I'm also Olivia, and my science interests are biology, genetics, psychology, anatomy and physiology, and forensics. I would like to study molecular cell biology in college and work in a research laboratory. Some of my non-science interests are reading, French, volleyball, art, and travel.
And go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, and I went to Ireland last year. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I was noticing that picture of Ireland, and I see you have your picture up from the users meeting that you were at last year.
Mhm.
Yep. So we're going to be doing that again this year. But this year we're going to be focusing on our protein. So you'll be able to present a poster showing hopefully the aspects of our protein, what we found out. How long were you guys in Ireland for?
We were there for about a week. My sister was studying abroad there for a
Oh, wow.
semester.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent. I've never been there. That's on my list of places to visit.
Yeah, and we're going to Europe again this spring break.
Wow, that's awesome. Where specifically?
We're going to Paris and London.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's a good time to go in the spring before it gets too hot. I know Paris is brutally hot this year with the Olympics, and the Seine. Well, we don't want to talk about the Seine River. That's a whole other.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're glad you're on here today. So thanks, Lou. All right. Next up, we have Lucille Romaine. Go ahead, Lulu.
Hi, my name is Lulu. I go to Eastport South Manor Junior Senior High School. My science interests include biology, chemistry, astronomy, neurology, and medicine. I want to study biochemistry in college, and I want to minor in astronomy, and I want to become a surgeon after med school. My non-scientific interests include music, photography, softball, and baseball, and art. And I like to mix my interest in art with my interest in science and draw and paint sciencey things. I have 3 siblings, 2 older brothers, and 1 younger sister, and that's about it.
Wow. I see the picture of the eclipse. You got that from last year?
Yeah.
Yep. That's great.
I took a ton of
That's a
pictures.
really
I
good
took like
shot.
200 pictures during
You,
it.
you did great because luckily one of the kids who was where we were watching had some great pictures because mine did not come out at all. I could not figure out how to get that focus down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard with the cell phones because they try to I don't know, something with the way that they accommodate for the lighting and everything. So that's a tough one. And that's pretty amazing art you got up there too.
Thanks.
And again, art and science mix, especially this with crystallography. There's like I mentioned before, Mrs. Durbin, there's an art to what we're doing, and you'll see that as we start progressing through, especially using COOP. Okay, let's see. Next up is Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm a senior at Longwood High School. In terms of science interests, I'm really into anatomy, botany, biology, physics, pretty much every science field, but especially anatomy and bio, since I do want to go into the surgical field, and I plan on majoring in bio. So career aspiration, I want to be a cardiothoracic surgeon, and I hope to double major in bio and political science for pre-med. And my other hobbies include painting. There's a painting of my Eiffel Tower that I did for French. It's in my French teacher's classroom hanging right now. I like to do a lot of community service. I'm really into that. I'm in the Rotary Club, which I'm the secretary of. So we run a lot of community service events, and I do some for Honor Society. I volunteer at a hospital every week as well. I'm actually here right now at the hospital on break.
Oh.
So.
Right.
I like to read. I love the classics. Photography, I'm in my school's newspaper club, and I also do some photography of my own. So you can see some of my photos I took at Port Jeff.
Oops, sorry about that.
It's all right.
There we go.
I like to play around with makeup and fashion. And I also like to do some of my own research. So yeah.
What was your research on? Is that a research project that you did in the center beneath the plants?
Oh, well, yes, that's something I did with some of my peers. It was the pine beetle research on pine beetles and how they contaminated some of the pine trees in Suffolk County. So we did a poster board on that. It was pretty cool. We went around and we looked at trees and we took pictures of the infected trees for research. I also do some of my own research, like personal projects. For example, just off the top of my head, one thing that I like to do research on is how South Asian people tend to have higher rates of heart disease, and no one really knows why. That's like a pretty big mystery. And me being South Asian myself, I just found that really interesting. So that's something I like to look into.
Wow. Wow. Fascinating. Wow. That's great stuff.
Wait. I have a question about that bottom. That is that you behind the podium at the White House?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was I'm also really into like political science and stuff. So we visited a building that has replicas of some rooms in the White House. So that's me behind the podium, very passionate. I am on the debate team, so you know.
Oh, that's excellent. That's great. Is there a Model UN at Longwood?
Actually, no, but I did put in a petition at the end of the school year to start one. So I'm in the process of trying to make that happen at school.
Okay, that's a great team to have. It really is. That's awesome. Yeah, that you learn a lot doing that. You meet a lot of different people, especially when you go to the Model UN thing, and they usually do it in New York City every year. You meet people from all over the world. It's amazing. It's great. Wow, lots of great interest there. And again, the art, another piece that comes in, it's going to help you out with crystallography. So all of that is makes for us having quite the well-rounded group so far that we have here. This is great. So welcome, Sarah. We're glad to have you with us.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, and next up we have Saraf. Is that how I say the name?
Hi, yeah, it's Saraf.
Saraf. Okay, welcome.
My name is Saraf, and I'm a senior at Longwood High School. The subjects for science that I like is mostly computer science, but I also like physics. I didn't include that in the slide, but I do like physics. My favorite subject was math, especially calculus. I really like algebra-based stuff mostly too. So I wish to become a cybersecurity architect in the future. And some of my hobbies include going to the gym, studying Islam because I was Muslim. In my photos, I think you can see I'm also hijabi. I like to travel, so I have a picture from my home country, Bangladesh, the last trip I took in the corner near with all the buildings. I'm a big foodie. So is my brother, so we go around trying a lot of different dishes and stuff like that. In the top, I have a Korean dish we tried at a Korean place in the city. And right under, I have boba. I really also like boba. That's a big part of my life. I do actually really like boba. But, yeah. I also like dressing traditional. I dressed up for my holiday Eid in the picture in the top right corner. And I also have a picture of what our mostly traditional dresses look like in the bottom. Yeah. And then I also love tennis. I was part of my school's tennis team. Unfortunately, I'm not doing it this year just because my schedule is a little packed, but I do really like playing it. I also like coding. I'm taking some computer classes in my high school right now, and I have some personal projects that I'm still working on currently. And I'm also a big gamer. I really like playing games online and video games, even board games in general. Yeah, that's about me.
Well, this is fantastic. Lots of very interesting things here. The coding thing will really help you tremendously with some of the computer work that we're doing. They use Python at the lab, and you'll definitely get an opportunity to talk to the scientists about how some of them actually write the code for some of the programs that they use at the Beamline. So that will be something that you can definitely, get some more information on and get more involved with. So welcome. We're really glad to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right. Let's see. Next up, we have. Is that it? I think that's it. Let me see. Yep, that's our last student. Okay. That was able to do this. Excellent. All right.
No. Wait a second.
Are there more?
John, what's up with John?
Yeah, I don't like. Mine should be like the last one, but I guess it's like not there. Maybe it's like if you reload it.
Maybe you can refresh because John actually had like a brain freeze and didn't see where to put his slide.
Let me do it. Let's see.
Refresh because I'm sure he added it.
Let's see. Yep. There it is. Okay, let me share that. Okay, hang on one second, John. Yep. There it is. And here we go.
Hello. We've already had a little brief introduction already, but I'm John. I'm a senior at Islip High School, and I really enjoy like the sciences in general. But my favorite two so far have definitely been chemistry and anatomy and physiology. And I want to become a doctor one day, so I feel like that's pretty fitting. On the top left corner, you can see me and my family. I'm wearing the Nebula hoodie, and my sisters are to the left and right, my brother, and then my parents are on the left. I enjoy baking. I can cook too, but not very well. For some reason, baking is the one that works for me. And then there's my dog Tilly. She's the black lab on the bottom. She's lying on a bed. And a little to the left, that's Radio City Music Hall. I really enjoy like listening to different types of music, and most like my favorite two right now are definitely Leve and Biba Doobie, if you know them. I actually went to Leve's concert, which is where that photo was from. And I also compete on my school's Science Olympiad team. So that's me and my friend Jean on the stage getting our medal. And like talent-wise, I won't say I'm the most talented person, but I'm pretty good at the mini. As you can see, I did one of them in 12 seconds. I don't know how I did that, but I did.
Yeah, we were talking about that because I'm addicted to the games. I do them every day, but I don't know that I could input in 12 seconds, even if I knew all the answers. If you gave me the correct grid and all I had to do was type, I don't think I could do it in 12 seconds. That's unbelievable.
Thank you.
Wow, that's great stuff. Actually, my daughter just got us, the whole family, into Leve. She was at the concert at Montauk too. They got cut short. That's some good music there, but lots of great talent there you got. And the cooking, that'll come. You just keep trying, just like with science. You keep doing it, and baking is chemistry. You have to do everything exactly as it calls for. Everything is all balanced, otherwise it's a mess. I learned that the hard way many times. So welcome, John. We're really glad to have you here with us, and
Thank you.
You're gonna get a lot of great experience out of this. That'll definitely help prepare you for your aspirations to med school. And for everybody, this is an opportunity for all the students doing research. It will open doors for you that you don't even know exist, and have opportunities for you that you haven't even thought about yet. And sometimes those opportunities come after you graduate and you're in college, and you wind up having these opportunities to do internships and work in a lab, and you can say, hey, I do have lab experience. And when they find out that you've worked with proteins, that it just blows everybody's mind that in high school you were able to do this level of work. So for everybody that's on, welcome. Are there any students that didn't get an opportunity to create a PowerPoint slide, just want to introduce themselves and say hi? Okay, then we can move on to the next part, which is the PDB. Go ahead, Ms. Mackey.
Hi. So this is actually really good news. There's actually not a lot for me to do right now. The PDB scavenger hunt is an activity for you guys. So we're probably going to wind up ending this call kind of early in the next few minutes. I'm going to post a Google form to the stream of the classroom. And basically, it's just a bunch of steps, a bunch of directions that you follow that will allow you to click around the PDB so that you learn how to navigate it, you get a feel for what's there, and you get a little bit of background information on some of the proteins that we have already worked with. I think we also have a lot of information like helping you navigate. We use insulin as an exemplar protein. And what I'd like is if you could get all, we're going to end the call. I'm going to post that link. If you could get all the work done before class on Monday, our meeting on Monday at 10 a.m., then I can go over it and just make sure that everybody's finding the right things. It's really more of an experience thing for you than anything else, but there's no rule that says you have to do it in this next half hour or so. So I will post that just as soon as the call is over, or should I post it now and see if anybody's got any questions? Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, post it now. Let's see if there are any questions.
Okay.
You're gonna put it right in the chat.
You want me to do that? I can put it in the chat.
You can post it. You can do it on the chat, and
I'll do it in both places.
Yeah, both,
I'm perfectly capable. So Raise hand, turn on captions, more options. How do I do a chat on this?
All the way on the right-hand side.
That thing? There we go.
Yep.
Got it.
The call-out box. Yep. There it is.
Okay, so if you guys just want to take a look at that, make sure that the link works, make sure that if you've got any questions, now would be a good time to ask. I'm going to go put it in the stream of the classroom now.
And again, it's a pretty short assignment. You know, it's summer. We're not here to torture people. So, but it's right on that Google slide, Google Sheet. You'll see that. And yep, the link worked. And let's see. Yeah, the one thing is you'll have to go to the PDB. So you have to you can just go into Google and just type in PDB and it will come right up.
Oh, there's not a link for it there should be a link for it. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Can us new teachers do it too? And you can
Have
share it?
fun. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I might send it to, I don't know which kids. They have to tell me today if they're official.
Okay.
Okay.
So any changes I make on this Google form will be
It'll update. Yep.
It'll update. So hold on.
Yeah.
Let me put a link to the PDB. All right. So now the directions use the PDB to to find the following bits of information about proteins as you practice searching the database is now a live link.
Excellent. There it is. Perfect. Yep. That takes them right to it. It works. Awesome.
Okay. And that's all I had. My job today was to assign it.
That's it. I think we're good. All right. Students, any questions? Any comments? Any concerns? We're good. So next week, we're going to meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's a little bit of a different pattern of the schedule next week. So we have a little bit less to cover. So we give you a little bit more free time to get some stuff done. So we're going to meet the same time Monday at 10 a.m. and then Wednesday and Friday. And then on Friday, we're going to have a little more of a discussion with the students about the expectations and the workflow plan moving forward. And so we'll have a little more information about that then. All right, and that's it. So everyone have a great day. Have a great weekend. Good luck working on the PDB search. Best bet, I'd say, try to get it done by Sunday night, right? This way you have time to get it done, so you can go over the answers. And that's it. So everyone have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.